on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and it said they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. If you want some try and be morally right or whatever, and I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent, unless you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just gonna go. We out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just gonna come to one. I don't care. Good morning, family. All right, Mr. Luna's here. Sister Akil is here. Yogi G. Salty Chef H. Bragg. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, Brother Mick. How you feeling this morning?
I can't complain. I can't complain. What it do, though?
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I had a bunch of different stuff that I had going on in my head. So
why?
We can
what got you mind boggled?
Man.
Let's start there.
Man, morality, and the lack thereof that we have towards each other.
Because I got something I want to give. I was really gonna save it till tomorrow, but I'm gonna get deep into it. But it was off a Jed's show.
Okay, go ahead.
It was and I was talking to my cousin about it this morning. Good morning, Kamala Buford. It was I want to say, and Kamala, you was on Jed's show, so I know. Get me straight if I'm saying the brother name wrong. His name was Tyrone Muhammad.
Okay.
And he was talking to Jed, and he was like, "Man, we can no longer be mad at white people no more."
No, because this is us. This is our morality to each other. No, I mean, our treatment of each other towards each other.
Right.
And I absolutely agree, because they've already they've done the work to keep us at each other. And if we're clear about it, right? If we're clear about it, because even on this show, we talked about the immorality and the things that happen and how they use the system in order to create a system to keep us perpetually at each other's throats. Right? So he's absolutely correct. We can no longer blame them if we know the problem. We're ignorant of the problem, right? And then what we've done is we continue to allow this so-called privilege that we don't have, and this entitlement that we don't have, continue to be trickled down and trickle down and trickle down and trickle down to where we now have this level of immorality, mistrust. I don't even see you.
Right. Yeah, because what Tyra he was saying, because I don't know, maybe people in the chat, y'all can get the numbers right for me. He said in Chicago alone, you got more politicians in Chicago, and then I think it probably in the top 3 states, you know what I'm saying, far as in the union. He was basically saying, and he was like, these are, in these cities, in these predominantly black cities, them black mayors.
Yeah.
Black council.
Right.
Black state rep. Black, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing this to our own. And I was like, damn, when I went to looking at it, I'm like, wow, like a lot of this is crazy. Like when you looking up on the far as the national, far as the Congressional Black Caucus, what have they really did?
Well, because this is what we forget. Okay, as a nation within this nation, community within this a bigger, larger community, there are 47 million people of African descent here. We would make over $1 trillion in our community. That's what they say. Dr. Claude Anderson says that and that was a few years ago when he wrote the book, almost 20 years ago.
Right.
He wrote the book. At that time, it was like 900 billion. So right now, we're making more. Number one, we're not manufacturing anything in order to make that money. So that money comes from somebody else. Whether you're an entertainer, and before we say we got to understand the reason why we are our own worst enemy. Okay. So at what point are we manufacturing anything? We're not. We have small pockets of things that we're manufacturing, right? Less than 1% of the money that we make are generated by Black-owned businesses. Most of that comes from that so-called wealth comes from the fact that other people we make that money from, whether it be entertainment, whether it be sports, whether it be business, whatever. So we have no basis for our building our community. We had it, they blatantly destroyed it. We didn't rebuild it, and we're not trying to rebuild it because we've been told that 40 something 50 something years ago that it's better to be integrated into somebody else's house, whether it's burning or not, than it is to stop and build your own community. And we bought that bullshit idea, and yes, I'm getting there because of this. I gotta unpack the stuff off my head, right? And so what we've done is we've lost that what we had and what we shared with each other because we were clear that there was an enemy and an enemy ideology that we were fighting. Meanwhile, somebody just shared a post with me that in Tennessee, they got this group down there that's training to kill people. And I think I tried to share it, but it wouldn't let me share it with you. Right? And I'm going to see if I can find it, and I'm going to send it when I get it. So what are we doing? We talking about crab boils and going to party and all this other mess. Meanwhile, we're not training to do any damn thing but be cannon fodder. But let's go back to the original point. We are our own worst enemy because we've been turned into the worst enemy. When we talked about Willie Lynch from before, and that system that still exists, and how we still hate each other based upon race, religion, color, thought, whatever, in any way, shape, or form, that we can find ways to hate each other, we do so. That's trickled down to our children. Because I saw that yesterday. I went to one of my nephew's events, and there was a bunch of young people that would just walk by and didn't say nothing. They spoke to the person I was talking to, walked by me, didn't say anything. So later on, I addressed it. And I saw that one of the young people, brother's mama was going to say something. But he talked to my nephew. My nephew introduced me to him and whatever. And I told him, I said, the next time you see me, don't ever walk by me. Because I'm going to look out for you, whether you understand I'm looking out for you or not. And his mother wanted to say something. I was like, you can't, this is between men and older man and a young man. Because if I see him in the street somewhere, I'm going to speak to him. He needs to recognize me just like I recognize him. Period. Just like I will recognize you. So we've lost that community, that sense of you're holding each other accountable and all of this other stuff, right? Everything else. Now, we are our own worst enemy because we don't recognize the reason why we were turned against each other. And then what we want to do is entitle our children to stuff that we didn't have. Oh, I didn't have this, so my kids can have that. Or I didn't go through this. I'm not saying that. But what's the hell's the point of a sense of entitlement? Why do you figure some kid's supposed to be entitled for something that they didn't work for? We've lost that too. Work ethic. Where did that go? That's all gone. Yo, what you go? We just gonna get you a phone for what in the hell? How in the hell we gonna for every A you get $5. No, you gonna get a damn A because that's what the hell you supposed to do. I'm not paying you for that. That's your job. Now, I get some people think that, okay, well, you got to give them some incentive. Yeah, at the end of the school year, if you're on an honor roll and all this other stuff, we didn't have that. We were just told you better work hard and be better than. There wasn't no payment after every marking period or whatever, and all this other elaborate stuff because now we think we're free. And the only thing we're doing is going back and get the money in our community. When we get paid, stays less than 16 hours, 15 hours in our community, in our hands. It goes out to somebody else.
I mean, if you look at all the money that we spent, I think we got over $1 trillion. We'd be like the ninth richest country on this planet
if we had our own land, right?
Yeah, as far as our spending, right? Because this is what goes out. Good morning, Pastor. This what goes out and this don't stay in. But I mean, and I agree everything you just said prior. Like we got caught up in because we saw all the ones that got destroyed. But you don't never supposed to stop building.
No, you're always supposed to stop. I mean, I was telling that to my nephew this weekend. We was over at over off of Garland Street. You know, they spot over there where they working. And he was talking about the community. I said, but you in the community, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at the building across the street, instead of talking about look at what's messed up in the homes where you are, instead of talking about what's messed up. How about we pool our money? I'm not part of that group, but we pool our money and buy the place, make sure it's sound, and build it up and turn it into something. People ain't thinking like that.
No, they not. I mean, because you just think how the mentality is, man. I'm just gonna use a small example. Fires with boxers. I was watching some of this about all the great boxers, you know, high when this boxing over with. Really, it was saying sports in general, like after 5 years retiring from the sport, how most our athletes go broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like and people don't understand. Let me see what new one just put up.
He's on point. It's 25 days before it leaves.
See, and that's what I think. See, people don't really understand what was it called down there? They sent the expressway through. What was that called?
Back in the day, it was called urban renewal.
No,
gentrification.
What was it called back then? Where blacks were staying at?
Right here.
Yeah, it was called. They just did a celebration.
Right. What was right over there by where Clark School is, Golden Leaf, that whole area over there.
Yeah, but I was trying to think the name of it. I can't think of the damn name of it. With the black stayed that they brought 75 through there. That's when blacks started moving out of the city. What was it called?
We used to live over there for 6th and Liberty, so I don't remember the name of the area
they used to call.
Right.
Yeah, but like, because Thrill Kell used to always tell me about it. Damn, it's on the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. St. John's. That's what I'm talking about.
But St. John's and Industrial used to be all of that area is where they told us we couldn't don't cross, right?
Yeah.
So from St. John's all the way to 6th and Liberty in that area over here by downtown where the Tin Fu is and all that other, it was all black.
That's the point I was making. When you had these black places, what stores did you have to go to?
I'm gonna tell you who had a store over there. Who had a meat market over there?
Self-sufficient, right?
Yep.
We're self-sufficient at here now. Tell me who own all the stores. Do these people who own these stores and these because really when they talk about gentrification, we was already gentrified when we gave up owning our own stores.
Well, okay. Once again, we want to sit at the dinner table, hold hands, and have all of the people sit at the dinner table. That's fine. But the issue is that in that ideology, you're never looking at what moves the other group is going to make. Yeah, absolutely. Fear plays a role even in our desire to be leaders and outspoken, because what's happened every time we get a leader? Somebody kills us. But instead of building leaders, we should build institutions that continue to produce them. And we're not doing that either.
No, we don't, because like what you was talking about with Yogi, you said, do you think fear? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fear that when we all become like, you be scared to redo it. That just showed you. So it's really showing that we did produce generations of fear. And every generation, you get ones who will, speak out. And
Right.
then you get the
Absolutely.
masses who try to slow down. This where that talent and tenth come in, that far as that boule. And we're gonna say that for two. I'm just saying, when you get people complacent, and then you gotta understand, women was looking at, man. See, people don't understand the depths of that's been instilled. What you think a lynching was?
Right.
When you hanging, that was the let the next ones know, hey, don't you do this.
Right.
You know what
Whether
I'm
it be go
saying?
to school,
Yeah,
and most people, if they ever go, and most people are not, because we don't, oh, I'm afraid of getting angry, and I'll be angry and I'll be mad. Okay, fine, be angry, be mad, but turn it into something constructive,
right.
right? Tighten your family up, work in your community, turn it into something constructive. But most of those 5,000 lynchings that they show publicly, and the ones that they didn't show, were people that were either going to school or business owners.
Right.
They weren't just somebody that was just, they just randomly picked off the streets. And they did it on purpose to instill fear.
Right.
Meanwhile, like I said, in Tennessee, they just showed a hate group that's down there beating each other up, shooting targets, all of this other stuff. They're training for a race war. Meanwhile, we worried about crab boils and going to the Caribbean to party, and going to Jamaica to show our ass. But we ain't doing no training. Trust and believe, and I know that. We're not reading, we're not studying, we're not, and I'm being general and I'm blanketing. But that's our truth.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying that's everybody. And I'm not saying that's everybody on their side. But if they clearly show that these hate groups are training for something, we're not training for nothing at all. If you're talking about $1 trillion, but here's the deal: we don't have a community. $1 trillion, let's say $1.3 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole lot of zeros.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from other communities, and if you owe anything, you send that money right back to those communities. So if you got a mortgage, it's going to somebody who don't look like you. That's a mortgage company that you're paying that money back.
Mm-hmm.
If you go buy furniture, you go into a store. Like, I know that there's a man on Dort Highway who has furniture. And most of it might be bedroom furniture,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see people around his furniture like I do our van. It's just, this is good. He's in that little strip mall right there before Eldon Baker Drive, and I see his car in there all the time, just his car. But yet he's got mattresses and other furniture in there, and he'll give a discount. People don't go in there, and yes, I'm advertising them. Go in there and buy your shit from him because he's black. I don't care, and I don't know who manufactures the furniture. It can't be us because we don't manufacture anything anymore. But go in there and buy your damn furniture from him.
No, I'm gonna have to speak up on this on blacks too. Let me say this, as far as black businesses, because I've been noticing, and I ain't gonna put them on front, but I'm gonna say that black businesses got to know how to do better.
Right, absolutely.
No, because these people here, no, I ain't cutting you off. They get their little money, and stuff kind of change. I'm telling you, they service don't be the same. They give you the work. I'm just saying, blacks how they was grinding in the beginning to how they are now. They gotta learn how to have proper etiquette. I'm starting to learn that as far as these black owned business.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right to talk how you talk, but at least learn how to when you doing business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you.
Right. No, I agree. But then if we patronize them, then what do you think they have to do? They have to change that. They have to change that. If we're constantly in the struggle We got $1 trillion, and the mattress, and his name is Sam Williams Jr., I believe. That is Sam Williams' son. Thank you, brother Nick. If we go over there to him, it's like I said, go. I don't care where he gets the stuff from. I haven't had no issue with um his material, none at all. I like him. You know, I know his dad. His dad was Sam Williams from back in the day, a radio personality, all of that. But if okay, let's take that point. We have poor service.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in time then are we coming in there so that they don't have to worry about whether the doors is closing tomorrow? I'm gonna say this again. Miss Leela Harvey McGee had a store on Lippincott, had clean foods, whole foods in there, fruits and vegetables, and because it no longer served liquor, it stayed open. Now, when it was a liquor store, it stayed open all the time. People get horrible treatment, the whole shebang. But when they bought it and turned it into something else, it's closed. It's right there by hair salon, so it ain't like it ain't got traffic. Right there on Lippincott. But when you didn't serve the community and she wasn't trying to be destructive to the community by serving liquor and cigarettes and everything else in there, it closed. That's the place I learned about turkey bacon. And they had a thick sliced turkey bacon that they had. I don't know where they bought it from or whatever, but and it closed. All because people didn't want to pay a little bit more for eggs, a little bit more for whatever, just to keep them sustained because they were individual. Now you got Meyer, Kroger, all these other stores that you're competing against, but we don't have the mindset that says, hey, we're gonna go and we're going to patronize them anyway so that they can be self-sustaining. And this is an area that formerly was black. What's the name of the NAACP president?
We're here in Flint.
Yeah.
Francis Gilchrist.
Okay. Mr. Gilchrist had a meat market right there on Howard and Lapeer back in the day. It's closed now. Some sort of garage, or was. But he had one. Okay. Not only is it jealousy, it's thinking that somebody ice, and I'm gonna use Brother Mickey's term. It's also thinking that somebody's ice is colder than ours, that we can't make cold ice. Because his dad was on 92.7 on Sundays. Yep, he did Sunday morning gospel. Okay. So what we've done is lost a sense of community. We've lost the sense that if you see my children, whether you know me or not, you can correct their behavior. Because the first thing that people want to do is come and say, you can't talk to my child, but your child's out of order. And if something happens, then we want to hold our signs and say, my child, this shouldn't happen to my kid. And I'm not saying that I'm very clear. We should all be very clear that there is a war on us. But the other part is, how are you teaching your children how to move in this world? Hey, y'all better not catch you out here doing this mess. Or in my case, I'm 62. Today is my dad's birthday. He would be 90. Damn, Dad, how old would you be? I got to do the math real quick. But it's still the other day. I had somebody come by. Hey, man, time for you to cut your grass. Older person. And when I come back through the grass, guess what I did? I didn't say, hey, you can't tell me what to do because I'm grown. I got out there and cut the damn grass. I got out there and cut the grass. That was it. And it wasn't because the neighbors did it, because we used to be that competitive as well. Whereas if neighbors get out there and cut the grass, then we go out there and cut the grass too, because we weren't going to let their grass look better than our grass, because it was a friendly neighborhood community competition. But what we're not doing is we're doing stuff on small level stuff. We're doing so, and it's fine. Go ahead and support the small black business because that's how we turn into big ones. But at the same time, hey, if you, hey baby, I came into your store, or big bro or whatever, I came in your store, and unless this is a gimmick, the service got to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If and like I got a chance to meet somebody that's near and dear to you, your sister. I think Friday I met her. Man, and she got this. Does she has a service that she provides for the city? Kind of sort of for the residents.
No.
But I'm just saying, if good oh see, got that my baby's on there. Good morning, Miss Sherry Allen. Don't distract me with that sweetness though. I and so why not use her service for what her service is? Now I'm not saying that we don't have to treat each other with respect. I'm not saying that. But we don't respect ourselves when we wake up every damn day.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you know what? But see, a lot of that be from sabotage because you would think that could get through. And Flint is the epitome. If you ain't with this side, they will block you.
But then, if that's the case,
no, that is. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you that be the case.
If that's the case, then they don't control me. They don't control 90% of the residents. They only control the 10 or 20% of the people that they have around them.
But see, that be the thing. It be seeming like they don't control like 90%, but how people in Flint is, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's easy, and I hate to say it, it's easy to be. We tend to pick sides. Now, can't you see the city been divided from the Weaver administration to this administration? And I mean, it's still deeply divided. Right. Let's you know what I'm saying? We would think that could have been over by now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So now, even at that, how is the city, if the city's divided, let's say there's 80,000 people here, and it's 40 on one side and 40 on the other side. How in the hell you still not getting nothing done? How is it that you're still not getting anything done with, even if the people don't, just like I told my nephew Saturday, okay, if you're complaining about the way that the building and the community in which the building that you come and have your meetings is messed up, you and the brothers there go across the street, take the building, clean it up, claim it as yours because you can, claim it as yours or something that you're going to purchase eventually from the land bank or whatever, start to clean it up. And then if it's not worth foundationally, tear it down, have it torn down, and then buy it a lot. Now it's yours. If there's a house next to me that is messed up and I have the wherewithal and the funds to do so, I want to check to see whether the house is something that I can use. And if it's not, then tear it down and I want to buy the lot. Even though the land bank has these rules, it's got to be attached to your property.
You see that's what I'm saying.
Right. So then if that's the case, I didn't mean to cut you off. If that's the case, then you force the land bank to change the rules, because other than that, if I'm cutting it, if I'm doing this and there's a couple of lots, then I should be able to do it. It shouldn't, that rule should change.
I mean, I that's what I'm saying. I wish it was like what you saying. It seems so easy.
It is easy.
No, I mean, it seemed that way. I mean, you would think it would be that easy, but we wouldn't have all these houses, dilapidated houses in the city of the Flint. We wouldn't have, Flint wouldn't have. See, this is what people really don't understand. Flint had $190 million worth of blight. If you only put $45 million to cleaning up blight, how much blight is still left over?
Right. You still got a whole bunch of blight money left
over.
Thank
you, Pastor. That's what. No, I'm just saying. You know, it's still 100. It'll be 155 million left. You need a blight. Now, the stuff you done took down, say these gonna be lots and everything. You know, people gonna be dumping on that right there. So you creating more blight.
Okay, true. But at the same time, at what point in time does the community get empowered to say, bro, don't do that? We're not doing that. Let's take it over here. right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and what happens is, oh, you can't tell me what to do. Okay, but then you got this other stuff because of our hatred internally that's been done to us internally. Now we can blame them for that, but we also have to blame each other for hold each other accountable for our own healing. Just like Sister Kill just said, we're not holding ourselves and anyone else responsible or accountable for what the hell we're doing, right? I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm a school teacher. I think I'm a damn good one. Okay. I know I'm a damn good one. You can't hold me accountable for your kid not fucking being able to read. That's your fault. Because before they come to school, they should know how to read, colors, their address, phone numbers. But they know all this other bullshit that you put them in front of because, and I'm just making a blatant general statement, you know, they know all this other bullshit that you put them in front of because you put them in front of, and that's how they get raised. And that's wrong. But yet when they come in and they can't read, or as Brother Roberts talked about on it when he was on here the other day, they're graduating with a less than a third or fourth grade reading level. And the schools are allowing them to graduate, knowing this social construct is engineered to just push them through.
But that's sad that you have, that's why I say, I'll go back to this. You have school board members, you know, all of them, they act like they doing the work. No different than
No,
when
they
you
are
got,
not doing the damn work.
And then you
they're
look
not doing the work.
Facts. And then no different than you have certain council member, you know, the voting block that the mayor got, 97.4 million came through here. There's no reason it's the Flint streets should look like they look. The wild are not right. Highest looking, yeah, they building. Look, just right up the street. We can go right up Flushing Road.
Right, Flushing Road.
Get to them apartments. You see when you cross Ballinger, they building new condos right there. And as you go further down,
right,
you see
over there by Hurley, right.
200-some-thousand, them affordable. I'm confused. What is affordable housing now? Like what is affordable
but it's
housing?
Affordable housing only the people that they're trying to be affordable to, and not listen. This master plan that these clowns was talking about, man. When I sat on the board there talking about this master plan shit, almost 20 years ago, they were not talking about everybody. That's the reason why I left. The group of people that they had coming in as the ones that laid a model out was a group of Jewish people from New York who we had a very similar situation. But all y'all was Jewish. All of them were Jewish. Well, we had a very similar situation to what you all have been planned. So what we're going to do is sorry about the voice changes, follow along. So what we're going to do is come in and show you how we made these changes. No, and they made changes based upon the fact that their community was 60 to 70% Jewish, and everybody else better follow along, or you're gonna be out of here. And it didn't matter. So they controlled their community. They control how things look. They control what the politics are going to be. There's no way that this city is 70 to 80% black and we don't control it. Here's the deal. We know that the money don't come from us because we have no way to generate it. You got a Lear down there. That's not a black company.
Facts.
You got the other place across the street from there. Not a black company. You got a place over there on Davison and whatever they building over there. It's not a black company. We just black and we work there.
I'm glad you said that because people seem to understand that. I remember Brother Roberts back in the day when he said he had did an experiment. Now, he said down, this is maybe about 5 years ago, he said, did y'all know most of the people that work at Lear is not from Flint?
Right. Hey, is that Leroy Evans, my brother?
I'm guessing he said
there gotta be. Yep, there's gotta be. Yeah. Sherry Allen, you on point. One day we going to dinner, baby. Now, I'm sorry. I'm throwing.
They said the residents, see, you can't even buy land on the north. But Maurice Davis was telling people this. But why wasn't nobody picking up on this when it was being said?
It was being ignored on purpose because then if that's if you're going to turn that in the green space, then how come we're not seeing it? That's number one. And green space means what? What are you putting up there? Are you putting up green technology? Then we should have our hand in it. We should have our hand in it.
Right.
If you're not putting up green technology, if you're just turning that into a green space where you want to make your parks, not saying parks are not important, But at the same time, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
Then put up a windmill. Then put up a solar panel stuff on people's homes if you want to turn it into a real green space.
it's
And do it for free because people are owed that.
but people don't realize they're coming with new residents. I don't. When you say, you know, when they use the medium income, they didn't use people in Flint.
No, they use them because here's the thing. At one point in time, was it Stanley or was it who's the other mayor that was? He just passed away in Arizona recently. It was before Stanley.
Who you talking about? Who was before Stanley? You talking about Black? James Sharp.
Yep. No. Was it Sharp? It might have been. No.
Because it was before Sharp. It was what's his name? Floyd McCree.
No,
You had McCree, Sharp.
It had to be Sharp then. It had to be Sharp. He made it so that if you weren't a resident in the city, if you weren't a resident, you couldn't get a job. And they fought tooth and nail, hell or high water against that. It was for his administration, the fire department, the police department, teachers. You had to be a resident in the city of Flint. So if you got your money here, you spent your money here. You had to be, and that was that time when we had a residency way before this water crisis. We had a residency of over 150,000 because they had to leave. Okay, well, if you want your job, you had to move here, or now we'll replace you with people here. But we still are talking about ownership. We're not owning anything. So, Ms. Sherry Allen, you said that's green space, right? So then how come we should not be able to purchase the green space, right? As residents. Now we're going to own this.
And what about the people who stay around these apartments? Because Winters did make Mayor Sharp. That's what, sorry, your mama, Mayor Sharp.
What do we say?
Huh?
We said Sharp, right?
Yeah, Sharp. Okay. Yeah. I'll just be glad people know, because you know what I'm saying.
Sometimes, it's a lot. It's a lot trying to remember names and all that other stuff. Yeah.
But when you trying to explain this, and some Winter said it did make sense. She said, "Yeah, them apartments nice, but what you gonna start doing about the undesirables?
Because
that be walking down
is to
there.
Get rid of the undesirables,
and that's what I think people not understanding. That even mean the people who live in that ward.
All right. So therefore, so now what? If we have people that are residents and have chosen or were forced to be homeless based upon situations, how can you help them? Baker College is Genesee Community Mental Health Facility.
Basically.
And I've seen some people in there that I've known. And when anytime, just going over there and I see, so, hey, man, I ain't seen you. Where you been? But, stuff happens. I get it. Help them out. How can you help them? What are they costing them? And that's what we should be focused on as well. We got all of these pieces. Where we at this morning? I know y'all here before y'all go get y'all other food. But why aren't we doing the work necessary since we so-called believe, since we think we believe in a higher power that we go to on Sundays? And how come we're not sitting around there helping those people that need help?
See what Yogi G just said. Said our black men use the bulldozer to remove undesirables from public spaces.
Is this my girl in DC?
Yes, sir.
That's my hey, if stuff happen right, I'll be out there before the holiday. So I need to check you out. They have a drum and dance conference out that way that is 40-something years old. And I'll be that way if everything works out right between now and then. So yeah. And see, this is that's problematic. That's self-hatred. That's internal hatred. Right? So if I see somebody that's been on the streets that I know that typically that wouldn't happen, or something happened with them, right? You embrace them anyway because of your humanity and their humanity. That's because people aren't servants. People are serving their own self-interest.
When Brother Roberts came in last week, when he was explaining that, he said when they start, I forgot what is it called, that they start letting lobbyists take over.
Yeah.
When you can start donating, who they thought was gonna win?
Well, see, that was the whole. We talked about that before. That's the whole point of the political action committees. Is
Yeah,
that
that's what
we're
it's
gonna, yeah, because their job is to make sure that what they're lobbying for is going to win. So they
Right,
put that money inside of the hands of people that are lobbying for them.
right.
So we got a green space over here. You got a green space over there. You got all these greens. Oh, that's going to make the city nice. But who is it nice for? And who are you keeping out of that green space?
Yeah,
No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be on no bullshit by throwing our trash on the ground.
right.
Put the trash in the trash can.
Fact.
I got a trash can by my house, and I see people walk through and just drop shit on the ground. Why not put it in the trash can? I'm not stopping you from walking up on my property and use the trash can right there. It's right there. Use it instead of throwing it on the ground.
Because you know what's cold blooded. What you seeing, brother, is the remnants of a once proud citizens. Because you got to remember, it was a time. Remember when Reason Flint was nice, the neighborhoods was nice. You had working people. They forget to tell you when General Motors left what they thought was gonna happen if you ain't have nothing in place. See, they forget, like even with Indiana, Gary, Indiana, when the steel mill, when when they do this business and you take away an industry, you take away people, like you say, you didn't even have to have a high school education to get in General Motors.
Nope.
When you had the headquarters was right down on Industrial.
Yep.
Or was it James P. Cole?
No,
that was Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton, my bad. Right. Hamilton, right? When you had that here, you had plants, AC, you had all the plants here. What you thought happened when you took them from here? What they thought the economy was going to happen to the economy?
But that was the fault of the so-called leadership for not seeing the writing on the wall anyway. When Roger Smith was in charge of General Motors and he was starting to move manufacturing because of NAFTA, started to move
free trade, North Atlantic Free Trade
Agreement, right? Yeah. Same thing they're doing with the European Union.
Right.
Same shit. This is the New World Order stuff that we'll get back to on Tuesday.
Facts.
Okay. Now, when you start to see the writing on the wall, when you had these other mayors that were doing other stuff, what we didn't do was make a switch to new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking about green technologies and battery plants and over that $55 billion in Mundy Township that they lost because of the tariffs and stuff like that.
Don't believe
and that was however it go, that 2 + 2 makes sense to me. Could have been tariffs, it could have been whatever. Because you got rid of residents and businesses all along that corridor, and then all of a sudden you pull out. Now maybe you got something that I don't know.
I ain't got nothing more to. I'm just saying, but do you think, see, when Dustin was on here, I just got to go back to the law of the layman, when he law for the layman. Remember the KWA? It didn't start. It didn't start here. It started back in the 60s.
Right. Yeah. We talking about Cashman family.
Yeah. Right. Now this thing we talking about right now, they gonna probably double back. You gotta understand the governor and some deep water. I'm gonna send you something. Somebody has sent it to me about this. It was a young lady who was breaking this stuff down. I think some of that is why that 55 billion, because the people who's doing it, they pull it out. They pull it out. It might have been because what you see that little MDEC offices got, you know what I'm saying, raided and all that. You know, certain things that came up that probably put a hold on that. Because don't get it twisted. They might like, okay, look, maybe it's going to be too much scrutiny coming down. They don't want the press. You know what I'm saying? Then you understand the people was out there protesting out Monday saying they didn't want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of stuff. You got the governor in this as they pulling out showing that, you know, how we feel here. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people here in Flint be feeling like a lot of these nonprofits who got money, it was fake nonprofits, i.e.
Most of them are, bro.
Okay,
most of them are. Most of them are there for their own personal gain. Right. Not there to do any stuff that I've done. And I don't see a lot of community things that people, and they may be doing stuff. Right? They may be doing stuff. But at the same time, we should see it. It shouldn't be quiet that you're going down to ask for certain levels of money and then you're not producing what you say you're producing.
But who gonna check them? But don't you know they say it was over $1 billion or was it almost $1 trillion they used it for nonprofits, how they get money?
Yeah.
I had man, listen. See, this is what be so crazy, and I guess here I seen it got bust open, but it happens everywhere, and that's basically when that to me is like when you see stuff going on like fires with this beautiful bill, people forget that was a transfer of money, and you see that doing every president come in, they be transferring so much wealth to the wealthy, but you know what they get us caught up on? These so-called programs, but people forget they got corporate welfare. Then America bail out the big three. Said
Obama was responsible for that. Not
banks,
only bailing out the big three, but Boeing and Goldman Sachs.
Remember that too big to fail?
Yeah.
People don't look at that, but then they have a hard time wanting to help the residents.
Listen, and the Goldman Sachs, of course, because the residents don't matter. And the Goldman Sachs bailout, the person that was in charge of Goldman Sachs, and y'all can look it up and make sure I'm clear, wrote himself a $120 million golden parachute. They got $720 billion. He wrote himself a $120 million golden parachute, walked away from Goldman Sachs after the deal was made with the government.
That's what I'm saying. And then they get mad when you call. I saw one dude, I forgot what it was on. He was crying. It's like, they can do crimes, and let me see what Leroy Evans said. He said nonprofit is the biggest hustle here in Flint. All of the 513 holders investigated dear people using it for personal use.
Yep. Right. That's it. And nobody's saying that you shouldn't take a salary.
Right.
But the point of the exercise is that the bulk of all of that money should be going to what you say that you're going for, that you're being used for.
But they know they're not being checked. See, when it come down, and this where it come at, you know what they're going to say? Oh, when the whites did it, but this the thing.
The hell with them.
Right. When you do it, when you get in a position, you shouldn't do it.
So if this is the issue, the reason why we have a problem with people not understanding or reading or learning about their culture and their history from what you come from. If you build pyramids, if you build civilizations, if you set rules and laws of the universe and make them known to people, if you set a set of rules and laws that the 10 commandments come from, that y'all thoroughly believe more so than the 42 admonitions of Ma'at, which is way older and which the 10 commandments come from. It's going back to history from we started before, since y'all done forgot. Then how in the hell do you sit around here scrabbling for crumbs when you built the greatest shit in the world that every culture emulates? Everyone. You don't get Greek and Roman culture without culture coming from Kemet. You don't get it.
I can explain that to you though. That's easy.
Go ahead.
Because look where do they start most of our history from? The black man and woman.
So, but even at that, okay, let's say that.
We just gonna go to their school.
Let's go there.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you unpacking my head this morning. I appreciate it. Let's go there. Let's say that we start in 1619.
Right.
Only because 1619 is only important because we don't talk about the French and the Spanish. The French is 1490 something, and the Spanish in Louisiana. And they started their enslavement there in Louisiana of the native indigenous population and African people. And then in 1536, and St. Augustine, the Spanish. But the reason why those are minor is because in Europe, the European slave trade starts here in 1619 in Jamestown, Virginia, because the white folks are starting to write this part of the history. Okay, no problem. But before that, in 1442, Pope Nicholas V wrote a papal bull that says that any group of people that don't believe in this Jesus Christ should be converted to Christianity. Now, before that, less than 100 years, you finally get rid of the last few Moors, blackamoors from Spain, who had ruled Spain and parts of Europe for well over 1,000 years. Okay, so Spain ain't Spain, and your dark-skinned Spanish people on Spain come because they got black genes in them. and black don't crack, as they say. It don't ever change. So what you have to do is erase the history of this group of people that gave you Greece, that gave you Rome. Ancient Kemet was so great that you had Greek people that wanted, they call them the Ptolemies, that wanted to come in there and be pharaohs because they didn't know shit. You're going to have the philosophies of Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, unless you got Aesop. And the Aesop fables, he was Aesop the Ethiopian. One of the greatest books of the Bible that they pulled out of the Bible was the book of Enoch. Enoch is only mentioned. Why? Because it's Enoch the Ethiopian who goes back in his dreams, talks to Adam, and tells him why he was a failure and why he messed up and how he should have corrected it. Then from there, Adam in his state of being a spirit goes to God and corrects the stuff so that you don't blame women for the reason why the Garden of Eden failed. It was Adam's fault. Go study, goddammit. And we ain't studying shit. Since y'all want now come get your food. Come get your food this morning.
They don't know about the book of Enoch.
They don't know about the book of Enoch. They don't read nothing about the book of Ruth. They don't read nothing about the Jeremiah, the crying prophet, the lamenting prophet. They skip all of that. Because what they're doing is going back and telling them, hey, look, when okay, see, I ain't gonna let me slow down because y'all not ready for that bit yet.
Yeah.
So once what we're doing is we've lost our morality to each other. It's all about profit, right? They say that the root of all evil is money. No, it's not. It's how you use it.
Yeah, it's just money just bring out who you are. It just bring it on a different level. If you was already a nasty individual, you're just gonna be nasty. You're just gonna be nasty
with money, and that's all.
That's all. It just give you, to make you. It really shows you what type of individual you are.
You really are. And I think I told you there's a brother, and I think I shared him his post with you one time. He said if everybody had a lot of money, everybody would want to live a decadent life. Yep. Because you follow what group? What group of people? Caligula. Go look at that crazy ass film. We got the Greeks having orgies with everybody: men, women, children, animals.
He made a source. Yeah, he made a source a senator.
Yeah.
A horse a senator.
Right. Come on.
And he had got his own sister pregnant. If you really go study these people in history that they brag about, even like I say, even your presidents. See, people forget that Europe, what they forgot what Britain did. It opened up their prisons
and dropped off their prisoners to come over here and be colonists.
Right, because they really thought they was really cleaning Britain out. They was getting rid of all they let's just say use these terms. They say sex offenders, they rapists, they murderers, they probably drug addicts. Crazy people. They sent them here. This was really for their asses because they knew what was gonna happen.
Right.
That this was a death sentence. They just happened to make something out of this because you ran into the natives. Y'all people gotta forget they had lost families.
Right.
Jamestown, come on now.
Right. The very first time it was supposedly built in 1510, it didn't last one winter. It didn't last one winter. And out of the 211 people that started the first Jamestown settlement, only 11 survived the winter. How did they survive? They didn't have no food. Their animals and plants died here because they weren't used to the wintertime and the cold weather and the change of climate.
Right.
They survived here by being cannibals. The story, it's out there. Go look it up.
Yeah, see, they forget that part about it. See, let me put this. This from Sister Sherry. She says Trump goal is to erase the African American history to establish a white national regime, out of sight, out of mind. But I'm gonna say
that's on us. I don't give a shit what they do. We got books out there.
But
go read and study the books. We've been writing about our history for thousands of years.
But they've been. Show me one president that was trying to preserve the African American history.
None of them. They're not supposed
to. That's what they all do. Trump ain't. You had the Birth of a Nation played at the White House.
At the White House in 1519. So therefore, this propaganda. At what point in time do we take our stuff in our home? I don't give a shit if he closes down that stuff. I
Right.
don't care. I'm still going to continue to teach. Unless you take me off this planet, I'm going to continue to teach.
But anytime somebody give you something, they can take it away.
Yeah,
See
well, they
that
can't take this away. It's
no,
up
no,
here.
no. But I'm saying when they give you this, like fires, that well, who put the you know the bust in the White House, fires this and that. That's what they was gonna do anyway. I didn't see why. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's just Trump became, and I didn't vote for him. I don't understand how they act like they didn't see he was racist back then when all of them was running up to him. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Don, all the black celebrities was all darlings of darlings of Donald Trump. I don't get now he done became this. Show me one who wasn't racist. Look at the policies.
Nobody that's in the seat of the White House, regardless of who you think it is,
Yeah.
does not conform to some other agenda.
Yeah.
Because the seat of the White House is only there and it doesn't matter. It's an institution. The issue is that we don't have institutions. We want to build monuments to ourselves.
Right.
Even the pharaohs and with the pyramids and the obelisk, the myrrh and all of the other stuff was monuments to our greatness. Not not to them, even if they were built during their time. It's monuments to our greatness. Right. Up all up and down the Nile are pyramids. The first step pyramids are further down the Nile, right? All the way to the beginning of the Nile, which starts in what they call Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda.
But you know how you can answer that, brother, to break that down when certain people said they built the pyramids.
Here's the other part of the other thing about that is you got other people that have that claim that they were builders of the pyramids, and then we sit around here and listen to people like Graham Hancock. And I don't throw away books. And when I read this bullshit out of his book and threw it, I had to throw it away because he was a liar. Oh, they were built by people in space. And then instead of people really us, we have groups of people that believe that stupid ass bullshit because you don't want to go, well, we were never slaves. Yes, we were. It fucking happened. We enslaved people too. The Chinese were sending tribute to Thutmose III 200 years after his death because they didn't know he had died.
But I think when they saying about slavery, they never seen it in the annals like how it was did in America.
No, it was not. It wasn't that. It wasn't.
See that
This was a different type of because in Africa, if you captured some people out of a tribe because of tribal warfare, eventually you became family. Oh man, okay, we're cool. You serve your time. Indentured servitude was a European idea that was based off African idea. The only people that they said that couldn't be in indentured servitude like that was African people. Why? Because Native Americans knew how to get out. I'm escaping. I'm gonna go in the woods because I knew how to lay the land. White people would just go. I'm not serving 7 years to serve my debt off. I'm just gonna go ahead on to another town and start my life all over again. But African people, because of our color, because of our lack of learning the land, and the lack of being able to, well, now they mix different races. See, that's the stuff that we don't want to study to understand. During that, we don't understand our own strength. And it doesn't come from what they tried to turn us into. It comes from where we come from originally.
Reason when I say other people far as built the pyramids, when they say they built them, I'm like, well, that's Sadat X over in Egypt when he told them, go build them now then.
They can't build them now.
No, if you built them, see, and this the thing with us where I feel like why they want to destroy it. This is just my opinion. It's just a personal opinion from my observation on seeing things. If you give us a chance to build something, it always is, you will get to see who the builders was.
Here's the thing. Why, even with affirmative action and all this other stuff, this is something that our older writers said from Du Bois and all these other people. If you level the playing field, we show you who we are. There's no field that we cannot excel in, and that's a threat and a danger to them.
No, it is. This they said Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, rivaled, was doing better than the one in New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street.
Right.
I'm just saying, go look at Bronzeville, Chicago. Go look at even when you was able to build up, you just seeing like how anytime you can build something self-sufficient, you can see who the builders is, and I'm
Right.
not trying to be arrogant. I'm just saying,
This
give
is
them a
history. This
chance.
is historical fact.
Yeah, just give. I'm
This-
saying the blacks here. I'm not talking about the ones who went over in Africa. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about Nigeria, all of them, how they did this. I'm talking about the Africans, the black Americans. I'm talking about the blacks here that came from the slave ships.
Right.
If we could have seen how Tulsa, Oklahoma could have, if it could have got the flourish, if we could have seen the other ones, I'm putting money they would have rivaled a lot. That's what I'm saying. You see they got their countries over. They let them go build over there, even though it's still colonialized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The colonial still running it over there. And I do love that Ibrahim Torre, what he doing.
Right.
You know, I do love brothers to do that. But I'm saying what we rival, what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? We get to hear, oh, we got an African town. But where's the ours?
Well,
I'm talking about ours.
Listen, they tried to do that in Detroit. They've been trying to do that in Detroit for since the 60s.
Yeah.
But what it is you have people, and some of them are us, who rivaled it. So you got Chinatown, you got Mexican Town. Now, this is it just in Detroit area now. You got Chinatown, you got Mexican Town, you got all these other towns, Jewish Town, whatever, but you can't have African Town. This weekend, one of the largest festivals in the country, the African World Festival, is going on this weekend. A whole lot of people not going to be down there because they're charging too much money. Whereas at one time, it used to be free.
No, but let's just go with the Essence Festival. Look how they took over that. I seen a lot of people was complaining, but you know what that was? It wasn't no FBAs. Let's be honest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You even had Stephanie Mills was like, you know, it wasn't how it was. You see, because what we doing, we want to be everybody, but then who we are. Listen, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. Don't you know?
So let me say this, and I'm up to Mr. Bird. So at what point in time, since if we feel that we can't do anything here, are we not willing to say, hey, let me go get dual citizenship somewhere?
Right.
They're offering it in Burkina Faso right now. You come over here and teach. We need teachers. We need people that do this. And we loyal to the wrong man. But if people want to be loyal to that, that's fine. Leave them where they are. Because even Honorable Marcus Garvey said, if a man is not going to be doing anything in America, we don't need him to do anything in Africa. He's not going to do anything in Africa.
Facts.
And it's the same thing here. At what point in time do we not desire? Are we not going to be desirous to build a community?
Facts. Because
go ahead.
No, I was going to tell you facts.
You know, at what point in time are we not going to want to have our own place, our own center where we can come to and go, you know what? We could come over here and have a good time at Brother Mickey's spot. And honestly, the Brother Mickey should have a big, huge, lavish studio where if people were serious, and I'm not saying that you don't get support.
Facts.
But
no, facts.
If we get $80 million in a day to try and put a woman in a presidential position, that wasn't going to happen because of this country. And I don't know why we got so Fantasy Island over that bullshit. Facts. Then you mean to tell me you can't send the same thing over here to buy a building? And there's 80,000 residents here in the city that let's stop. Who cares? Let's go put our money together and go buy a building. They got all of these buildings around here, partially closed schools or closed schools. Let's go. We can fix it. Hell, the one brother that's on here, my guy, Mr. Leroy Evans, does all kind of housework stuff. So, hey, man, we might need you. Feel what I'm saying? We may need you. So we may need you to come in and show us how to do some work. Or go get people that you know that we have that can come in and do inspections and this and that and other and all this other stuff so we can do for ourselves. It's time out for begging for crumbs. But why am I going to ask Candace to do anything for me when she ain't done shit for where she live at? Or anybody else? And I'm not saying people are not fighting for the wars my apologies for missing Miss Beverly Biggs thing on yesterday. So I apologize for missing that for you because I sure wanted to be there to meet her, but I had 18 million other things going on, and it just slipped my mind. So, and congratulations for her for the success of it.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice
Yeah.
turnout.
Right,
Nice
good.
turnout.
But
Came out. Third ward came out.
see now, Raphael Bird's talking about Harlem. Now we built Harlem up in the city, but who bought who? I mean, Booker T. Washington was the one that sent the money there for the black lawyers to buy the land to build Harlem, and a lot of people don't understand that. So now you're saying, okay, now we got a corporate American took it over. Send me the information so that we can, I'm not verifying it. I just want to know, because if you're in Harlem, then you know.
Nah, it's rough when you see, but it was like we to me, it's just like even with baseball. Who you think baseball was rivaling the Major League Baseball? Where y'all think the halftime show came from?
Right, man. People, and that was the issue. Because a lot of people wanted to go and see the entertainment of black baseball,
right?
Because it was entertaining and the way that they played and this
right.
and another. And so, therefore, what happened? This is a book called $40 Million Slaves, and go read that by William Roden, right? Facts. And when the white teams played black teams, the black teams would beat the hell out of them.
Was whooping them.
How you think that you learn about Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson and all these other people? And number 42 wasn't even close to being able to play with them.
Man, no, my father used to tell me that when I was young. I'm telling you, he used to tell me about a young blood. He was telling me about, a lot of blacks liked it baseball back in them days. Right. When we, as far as our parents, they was into baseball. He told me that. He said, Satchel Paige was an older man when he was able to come into Major League and was still dominating them.
He pitched at 59 on his retirement. He pitched 3 innings where he was shut out baseball at 59.
Yeah, my old man he used to say Satchel Paige would tell his outfielders, man, y'all sit down. It's not going out there.
Right.
This is the stuff that they did. Josh Gibson, he did so wrong, cold-blooded.
Right.
But now they want to celebrate him now.
But see, this is after you destroy him. That's no different than they want the little 14-year-old boy that they put in electric chair down in Georgia, and now you want to pardon him for something he never fucking did.
That show you how gangster that they is, man. But then none of them go to jail for doing that, putting that crime on them.
Right.
Did none of them get in trouble for what they did to the Black Panther Party? No. To none of the black organizations, because they got laws written in the laws that they can, people keep thinking.
They don't even have laws. They just do shit and then they get absolved of it because they're the writers of the law.
Right. That's, like I said, how they did Michael Vick. They changed the law to convict Michael Vick, then change the law back. People forget that. Then none of them go to jail for them bringing the drugs to the Bay Area.
No,
for what they did, generation of man, how crack hurted the community. They didn't care about none of that. They didn't care about none of that because they made it. They write it up in the law. Do y'all people don't understand? Reagan, the Iran-Contra, they put drugs in the fund wars, but that let you know that ain't the first time they've been doing that.
Right. Hell no, they've been doing that.
That's why when I was watching Brother Khalil, when he's talking about the Schindler's List.
Schindler's List, right.
Yeah. But he was like, well, what about the babies in the Bay Area?
What about
they done turned into crack babies addicted to crack? See, they don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? They find it justifiable when it comes to us. It's like it's them. Don't worry about it
because we formerly owned you.
That's the thing. Right.
So then, at what point in time are we gonna run away to freedom? If they formerly owned us, at what point in time are we gonna run away to freedom? Right. No matter what that look like. If that means, hey, there's need to be 5 or 7 of us or 12 of us or whatever living in the house so that we could be away and we can build, then we need to do that.
Yeah, and they'll tell you, oh, you can't beat your kids. We'll call Child Protective Services on you. Guess what the police do when they come in? Whip your kids' ass and show you how they mistreat your kids. Don't nothing happen to them because they call it, oh, I fear for my life. I keep telling people, they getting lynchings mixed up because you're not being hung from a tree.
No,
They not burning you on fire. They were shooting people back then too.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. You're getting shot up too.
Right. So if the lynching don't take place with you getting hung by from a tree, it don't matter. They'll do it publicly. They did Bill Cosby that way.
Yeah.
They did they doing Sean Combs that way, even though he was a damn fool.
Same
and nobody
thing
wanted
they
to
did
check
R.
him.
Kelly.
Yep, they doing this. So they doing the lynchings publicly different. So why not? I'm gonna say this again. It wouldn't be my daughter because we'd be going to see that motherfucker in the ground.
But this is the Hollywood system. This is what it's so crazy. They can pick and choose who they want to destroy, but you don't see nothing happening. And what happened to that executive to grab Terry Crews?
Nothing. He's still producing movies, as far as I know, or whatever.
Yeah.
But why didn't Terry Crews beat his ass?
Because he didn't want to lose the way of making money.
Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, so you grab me. You think that's cool? When you grab me and you're a man, you grab me inappropriately. I'm not cut that way. You think ain't nothing gonna happen to you?
Only reason he talking about it because somebody else spoke about it. How many times have he got grabbed and he didn't say nothing? That didn't get caught.
Oh well, then we can't. He's not the model we should follow.
I damn sure wouldn't have followed him.
Because ain't no way that you gonna force me to do something for a role, and I'm not cut that way. Now, if you're a woman, you understand. I'm getting executive privileges. Trust and believe.
But just think about what Tyler Perry going through.
Well, now then that means you have. So we go back when we were talking about the groups on Conspiracy Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're talking about the groups that they put somebody inside that either is there to destroy you,
yeah,
or you have tendencies that is done that way, and you're not able to control your tendencies. Or man, if I had $1 billion, nobody would know shit.
Right.
I'm not. You can, but brother McCants, the only way you gonna hear about anything is if I decide to tell it, and I ain't telling a damn thing. I'm gonna have the same life, live the same way, because I don't want nobody to know nothing. Now say nothing because you're lying.
Yeah.
But see, that's because we don't have any morality.
Right.
And what we've done is this. If I make a mistake, I'm sure. I didn't make a mistake. I made a choice. I just get caught.
Right. And that's what it is.
And then I'm going to go begging and crying to my people. It's like Jimmy Swaggart did all of them years. I wasn't crying.
And Hooker Alley.
Some prostitution. And I was trying to see. And guess who put that shit out there? On In Living Color. David Wayans and Jim Carrey put that out there and told us what the hell was going on, but we don't believe it. And then we go, he's a flawed man. Bullshit. He made a choice. That ain't being flawed. It's like I heard Kurt Franklin got a porn addiction. Okay, cool. You're choosing to do that.
You're just a freak.
Okay, but you're choosing to do that. But people want to forgive him and say he's a man of God. I'm a man of God too, and I'm a school teacher. Let me slap the shit out of one of your kids, and y'all have me hung. But I can't make a mistake.
Yeah, but see that's when you know they be BSing.
They be on some bullshit.
Yeah, when they
so
be
you
saying,
ain't cussing today.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to. No, but that lets you know the BS they be on when they be talking it. Like I don't play. Look, you had these they act like these presidents are so great. Do you know they have villages knocked down?
I mean, not only that, but they build certain structures to themselves.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Just look at you got the Jimmy Carter. A warship, that's what you're gonna name yourself. I mean, is it Reagan after a warship?
Yeah. But these are building monuments to themselves all the time for themselves. Yeah. Why are we doing that? I don't want to build a monument. I don't want to have a building that has my name on it. I want to build an institution that says I'm going to continue to produce good people who have good morality, who are and after I'm gone, they're gonna build the next level of people better than the one I built them. But that's what their institutions do. Now, what our institutions are doing is just self-serving.
Right.
Servants are there to serve people, not themselves.
But listen, we
don't have servants anymore.
No, we don't know because you just look at it. And then I hate to use this individual, but she just give me so much content along with the administration. Look at all them who had, and Clyde, I like Clyde down there, but Clyde got a nonprofit. Chief of staff for the mayor. The mayor and his wife, I believe, allegedly got nonprofits. Liddell Lewis, nonprofit. You got right now. You got the state. You got the state. The state rep because she couldn't. Candace couldn't get her 300,000 out the opera money for her job for the business, her real job. Guess who writing it in the bill for? State rep. She writing over 30-some million to give to nonprofits up under the auspice that is going to be for religious. What? See the game how they funnel money, but what it is, they saw how the other ones did it and like, we can do the same things too.
And that's fine if you're taking care of the people that you're supposed to take care of. I wouldn't care. Look, if I were running an institution, you better not say nothing to me. But what we do is we sell ourselves out. We will. Oh well, and it's whistleblowers. We'll go sell out. I'm gonna sell our brother Mickey because I didn't get a cut.
Facts.
But if we had the morality that says, "Hey, look, brother Mickey's got an operation and he's helping build a community, clean up, helping people get their stuff together, and all this other stuff," we don't have that morality. So if you got people here that are writing and having nonprofits that are doing nothing for the community in which they serve, but it allows their monies to come in to be tax-free, I wouldn't give a damn if you're doing something for the community.
Facts.
I wouldn't care. You're supposed to. You put in the work, the energy, the effort in order to say, hey, look, I'm gonna build this, and we're gonna do this as a monument for the community. So what ends up happening is we work ourselves to death as individuals, and people are not there to take care of us. We're clear about that too, because I've seen that happen with my elders. I've seen that happen with my elders, the ones that I learned from. They end up dying in nursing homes and dying penniless and shit, and all of the work, time, and energy they put in to give us this information, and we do that. So on the other side of that, we can say, look, I got to secure something for my legacy.
No,
I'm not mad about that, but don't be using the people or doing nothing for the people on top of that as well.
But you know what I have noticed that even with this podcasting, brother, and I'm glad you said that, a lot of people not in this to help the people. No. But I'm starting to see, you can tell who in it for it and who just trying to rob the people.
Right.
And that's what I think, even with activism, man, we get, I think people start out want to do right. It be in them. And I believe you got some who just trying to find a hustle.
Listen, activism is difficult.
It is.
For the mere fact that it's thankless. And you don't get no money from it, and you're doing it because you're purpose driven by a higher power. That's all. Let me get you back.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. It's because you know what you come with that.
Doing this. What could we be doing on Sunday and Tuesday? Any damn thing else.
So and you don't have to take the abuse that you take.
Yeah. Well, they can kiss my ass because
no, I'm not saying you
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But as a look. They don't run my life. They ain't paying my bills. They ain't doing none of that.
No, because I'm just saying, like, we're coming on, and because you, like you say, you're giving this information, and don't get me wrong, because we've been telling people, come down to council, come down. You got to come out here and support these people.
He ain't telling me to come down to council.
No, not you. I'm just, but it will be Wednesday, though.
Wednesday.
And I gotta say this,
y'all,
man.
They have it on days we gotta rehearse.
I gotta say this though, people, y'all tune in and come to council. Council gonna be rocking. And I will say this, and I mean, listen, and I understand it. I know the fellas is gonna be mad. Like on some things, man, we gotta accept what it is. But I haven't not seen nobody from the other side mention a young lady. I have not seen nobody from the other side mention a young lady. Rather, if you believe if it is or if it ain't. And I'm man enough to say this. If it is BS, she should be fully prosecuted the same way if it's a lie.
Right.
And I'm man enough to say this. But this is where we get caught up in, and this is why I say the system, the game, come play the game, the system.
Right.
They really showing you what they care about black individual. I mean, really, if they care about domestic violence, or if they care about far as residency, all this stuff that came out through this madness that happened.
You're talking about the
situation.
Yeah.
All the stuff came out, showed you when it's about millions of dollars, they don't care what an individual is. When they can find somebody that's gonna come in and do what they want them to do, they don't care. And that's the only thing, like what I'm saying. We can get away with hurting each other.
Well, but that's a learned behavior. That's
I'm just saying, because let that have been, and I hate to say this, let that have been a black man that hit a white woman.
Oh man, his ass is buried.
That's what I'm saying.
He don't get his. As a matter of fact, you probably got a race war in the city.
Yeah, you have to really
let that have been the issue.
Yeah, you got to let that sink in. People got to understand it. And I pray I'm never on that end of the what's the name. But y'all know if I was defending myself. Right, but let's go. I'm just saying. But this is certain things that people got to look at. Not a system, but because we'll get caught up in it like they finna fry your brother. The black man finna be fried. Because usually when we go to their court system, that's usually what happens.
Right.
But now when you be seeing like certain stuff was going on, you saying they getting this, well, this bond would have been this wouldn't have been that. This is when you hear about the friends, brothers, and in-laws. Only thing I be saying, help the ones.
Oh, that's where you get FBI from.
Yeah, help the ones that when they need it, pull your favors then. I'm talking about the blacks. Pull the favors then that y'all in there when you knowing your brother getting crucified. When he ain't did it. Then.
If he ain't, see, there was a point in time in our community where even with there being policing, that if somebody was out of order, guess what?
Yeah.
Come on over here. Let me holler at you.
Yeah.
Guess what? Oh man, you can't do that. We will hold each other accountable.
Yeah. See,
right? So that better be, if that was my sister, you got a different trial.
Yeah, but see, it's no
accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I was just watching the internet, how people would, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy because it was so much stuff that came out, and I'm not getting into it. It's just like, and when you hear the people, nobody mentioned how's the young lady, is she all right? But
then, so there, and so whose fault is that? So did they also give a gag order that she can't speak?
No, not her speaking. No, I'm saying people who comment like that's defending him, even his friend.
But even at that, if you get caught into something, and I get the guilty until proven innocent until proven guilty, I get all of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's a public figure. Yeah. And at the same time, hey, I'm a school teacher. I'm gonna say this again. I'm putting myself out there. I refuse, because of the way that I am, to be caught in any bullshit. I'm not going to.
Right.
Because this is how I walk.
Yeah.
This is my life, period.
Fine.
So I'm not going to get caught in any debauchery, any BS, any none of that other stuff, for the mere fact that I refuse to. I'm not going to. I choose not to.
Right.
So why the hell do people like him or anybody else, you don't get a pass?
Right. And that's
so there's no damn way you're going to hold me, you're going to scrutinize me as a teacher. You're going to make sure that I have to live a certain life as a teacher, but yet if another person get a better life, oh, I'm past to such and such, and no, motherfucker, you fucked up, you ain't shit either. And you can't tell me that I can't get the same damn pass as somebody that's less than me. And I'm saying that. I'm saying it just that way. They're less than I am.
Right.
So therefore, he don't get the same damn pass.
Right, and that's all I'm saying. If it is to be true, and not, because I mean, like I say, the audio by itself, but I understand when people having conversations, see, you know what I'm saying? You're going to talk some junk. I'm pretty sure if they caught a lot of people, but the audio, and when a person, because you know what I'm saying, that right there by itself is something. But I understand when people, but you have to, like when things like this, but see, this is where we get the divided, because people, oh, the brother, they going to do this. No.
Who cares?
Because you're not doing that for the regular Joe Smo,
right,
who catch a domestic violence case. Y'all want his ass fried.
Right. So therefore, stop holding these so-called clowns to a higher level.
Facts.
Number one, There's no minister, I don't give a shit who he think he is, that's higher than me. My ministry is different. And Pastor Gaddis and I talked about this the other day when he called me. He said, yeah, your ministry is you different. Yeah, because my ministry is about being culture, is about culture and about where we come from. That's what I'm talking about. I'm always talking about it. It's not going to change. That's how I am.
Hold
we
on
talk.
1 second, brother.
Go ahead, God.
I got to get Stanley Earl. This little 24 hours. Bam.
Man, get out of here, bro.
You don't have to watch us. He got 24 hours.
Yeah, don't nobody caring about what you're talking about.
He got his 24. But go ahead. He got his 24.
And I'm grown as hell. So bye. Go to church.
He just got his 24.
Man. But if you're gonna hold me in high regard and low regard at the same time, as an educator, as the one who developed the ideas and hopes and dreams of our future, as a teacher, but yet you just a lowly teacher. So you do both and. There's no way that you're gonna say that somebody that said that they got a calling by God, and I got a calling by God too. They shit not greater than mine. It's not.
For sure.
I don't care who it is. And I don't care how long they've been doing it. It's not greater than mine. Then these other people, regardless of where they come from, are not greater either. The same person that's on the street, that's struggling for whatever reason that they're struggling,
right?
They should be equally treated the same.
You
not looked down upon, because we've learned to adopt another idea.
Facts.
Right? We've learned to adopt another idea, and it's to look down on people that have less than we do. Well, you don't have anything because you got your stuff from other people, and other people gave you the opportunity to be their spokesperson.
Facts.
I want people to be here because they want to learn. I don't want people like this dude on there. Whatever, clown. You a clown. Don't sit around there and think that unless you're older than me, you can't tell. Now, Pop Gaddis said, check your tongue. No problem. But Pop Gaddis, you know how I get down. So, okay. But because you're my elder, I'm going to tone it down. Right. Somebody else younger than me, don't say nothing to me. Because you ain't learned nothing that I've learned. You know nothing of what I know. And this is called passion, not anger. You don't want to see me angry. This is just being passionate.
Facts.
Because we should be able to hold ourselves and each other accountable. If the brother's wrong, it's not on them to deal with him. It's for us to deal with him. And we don't want to do that because what happens is the law is going to deal with him differently, right? Wrong, good, bad, and different. And you're right. The young lady, we hope that you get your healing. And you deserve it if these things are true.
Right.
But make sure that it's true because then you wrong too.
Yeah.
If something happened to somebody and it's not about, because what we have a tendency to do is for us, we're also I don't care what they mistake it as, bro, but you're right. You're absolutely right, Mr. Bird. They do. What we have a tendency to do is if somebody says anything, and because of the long history of abuse of women, whether they be African women in this country, whether they be European women in this country, or whether it be indigenous or Hispanic women in this country, the long line and the lineage of abuse that's taken place by them, all because we got this other idea that, and we use this, that they're second-class citizens because of what Eve did. Go study what Eve did. So now you treat all women that way, where in many indigenous cultures, the woman is the most important. And I want y'all to hear this. So I want y'all to hear me again. Let's see that one more time. We got to get out of here in a minute. I'm going to repeat that one more time. That I want you to understand that in ancient cultures, the women are the most important because you carry and bring life into the world. So you have to assume your position too as righteous women, regardless of all the other stuff. Starting this day, this moment, you have our permission to be righteous like you're supposed to be, and virtuous like you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I just want, like I say, and not to keep it, I just want, you know what I'm saying, do it right.
Yeah, you got
That's
to give
all I'm
her
saying.
equal. You can't
Do
say
it right.
it's got to be equal on
Yeah,
both
yeah,
sides.
do it right.
It's got
Don't
to be
let,
equal on both
because
sides.
I
Don't keep her quiet
yeah,
when you get a chance to let him give a statement.
yeah, because I ain't, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that, you know, and I know that she did a lot when she came out and gave her statement on what was going
Right.
on. You know what I'm saying. But don't go to covering up now. You know what I'm saying. Like I say, use y'all leverage and power for the people who need it.
Right.
I don't think he need that help.
No.
Y'all lose his, because even him, it's also a healing stage for him that gotta come. But you know, you have to earn it back, because a lot of these times, man, a lot of things been going on for years. They've been letting go by, because really America made women use them as sex objects.
No, that wasn't
Second
America.
class.
That wasn't America. Shit, that started when they had the opportunity to change the Bible and
No reason
325 AD.
Yeah, but I was the reason I'm saying that here, because remember, women couldn't vote.
Right.
Remember they didn't even let them vote. Women had to have right. They had to pass a law for women to vote.
Act. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. This how America. Not to hold you any long. That's just like with Kamala. When everybody thought Kamala was gonna
people should have known.
America was not gonna elect a woman. If they didn't elect Hillary Clinton, why they thought they were gonna elect
a black woman? Get out of here.
And that sums it up.
And my issue with that was this: how you gonna have all of these entertainers and whatnot thinking that as intellectual people that was what you wanted us to see?
Yeah, I gotta answer this question right for the FA Queen Warrior. He's not. You know what? Yeah, he is a Muslim, but I think he's Sunni. So I want people to clear this up. The brother was not with the FOI or the NOI. He was with the Sunni. So I know Sunnis here. So we got to ask them brothers of what's going on. But I will ask Bilal when I see him on, what's going on as far as with that. I don't even like to get in people's business, but I know the brother watched this right here. So I did want to clear that up. Right. I don't want people to think he was part of the nation or you know what I'm saying? Now he's part of the, the Sunni Muslims that's here. So yeah, I want to, I'm still waiting too. Right. I did want to get that clear, because I seen a lot of people when they was like, oh nah, you know what I'm saying? We got to get that thing. He's part of the, you have to ask the Sunnis them, you know what I'm saying? Right. Whoever the imam over this part, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Right. But I saw him up there reading the prayer of Christianity, so I don't know. I'm just telling you, I don't know. I did want to clear that out for my brothers on that side. Right. You know, he is allegedly a Muslim, but I think it's a Sunni. Yeah. I just wanted to put that out there. If you got anything, brother, before we end it.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all one book to read. We posted this book before. There's a book that was written by one of my teachers back in the 70s. It's called The Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams. That's going to be a good book for y'all to start. The Destruction of Black Civilization. I'll make sure I bring it in on Tuesdays, even though we're doing Conspiracy Tuesday.
Facts.
So I can see the book and see what it looks like. But his name is Dr. Chancellor Williams. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Hopefully you got some food. We got to start building community. Like we still did this. Like I said, it's my brother. FAB Warrior Queen, great. Make sure you start to share it with people around you. That's going to be important. And oh, there's my baby. What's going on?
Taliba, now I'll tell you why I said it, because I seen somebody came in and asked. They thought he was part of the NOI. That's why I made the clarity, because it was asked in one of the Wilson names. I made the clarity on that, on what it was. Now I say we all there. They do say, but I was making a clarity on what it is. I seen somebody had asked that question.
Right. So therefore, we're not attacking anybody.
Yeah, I'm not attacking. I was
We're
just
not attacking.
saying what it
Made a
was because I
statement.
seen somebody came out said he part of the FY. That's why I wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get that book, start to read it, understand what's happened to us. Go read the Willie Lynch letter as well, even if you download a copy of it, and understand what's that's the system. And we will see you all on Tuesday. First of all, how we build community, but don't nobody care. Who cares about that team? What's got to be is it starts in family, and then my family and your family work together, and then we go from there. And if that means we start small and build up, we have to because it's necessary. And on that note, family, we love y'all. On Tuesdays, it's called Conspiracy Tuesday. On Sundays, it's called Black Watch. And brother Mick, thank you for allowing me to unpack my head because there was a lot in there.
Oh, ain't no problem, brother. For sure. No problem.
All right, family. Peace. Check out Sister Benta at 12. She's going to be on today.
New time, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? All right,
6
check her out
o'clock.
at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, new time.
That's one of my babies. Go check her out.
For sure.